The World University of Prayer and Fasting for Pastors, Missionaries, Church Planters, and Leaders kicked off on the 26th of March 2022 at the headquarters of the Christian Missionary Fellowship International in Kume and ran till the 5th of March 2022. The meeting gathered an average of 550 brethren from 18 spiritual provinces in Cameroon and 20 nations around the world, including USA, Germany, Pakistan, Ghana, Benin, Austria, Gabon, just to name a few. On the agenda, morning devotions, Bible studies where participants studied the book The House Church in God's Eternal Purposes and studied the example of Paul as a leader using guides provided for that purpose, and definitely the ministry of the word. The teachings for this course were based on 1 Timothy chapter 4 verses 1 to 16, from where Pastor Theodore Andose, leader of the Christian Missionary Fellowship International, developed the burden of the course, namely quality workers for the work. As an introduction, he stated a number of facts. The quality of the fruit reveals the quality of the worker. The worker can make himself good by handling his heart, that is, deciding what is taught in his heart. The quantity of the food depends on discipleship to the Lord Jesus, while the quality of the food depends on the relationship, the level of intimacy with Jesus, and obedience to the command to love one another. Laborers or workers are the critical aspect in accomplishing a vision, and laborers are raised through prayer and not Bible schools. Diving further into the theme of the course, namely a good minister of Christ, Pastor Theodore used the example of Timothy to show how to be a good minister of Christ. He said, "You should sanctify your life and your ministry by uprooting from your life and ministry all the predispositions to be used by deceptive teaching spirits. These include hypocrisy, lies, an insensitive conscience, a presumptuous and denatured authority on the people you lead." He further said that, like Timothy, each leader pastor should build spiritual relationship so as to have a corrective, prophetic, rebuking, realigning voice in his life. He added that a good minister of Christ should be a minister of weight. To that end, he mentioned 3 broad lines of spiritual cultivation as presented in the passage. These are keeping the grounds gained in the past, that is being brought up, soaked in the word of faith, in the doctrine you have followed. Being disciplined, that is, to be selective in your cultivation, in what engages your mind, in what you read, so that you may be a good minister of Christ. This also implies stopping what will produce a loss of spiritual sensitivity, a loss of the glory of God, a loss of the presence of God, a weakening of the voice of the conscience. Exercising unto godliness, in other words, exercising yourself gradually and regularly in the disciplines of Christian life. Pastor Theodore pursued by explaining that a good minister of Christ should pursue, labor, fight, strive, suffer, sacrifice, and live for the goal. He further commented that a good minister of Christ should develop authority by setting an example in 5 domains. These are, in speech, removing all the sins of the mouth, including slander, duplicity, lies, harshness, criticism. In life, by developing life routines, clear things in which you invest your time, your money, your life. In love, through what you love and the way you love. In faith, showing proof of the presence of God in your life that makes people want to give God a chance in their lives. In purity, by practicing chastity and being altruistic. In addition, a good minister of Christ should develop authority by developing his spiritual gift. For those who are yet to know their spiritual gift, the speaker recommended praying in tongues 5 to 8 hours daily so as to get the spiritual gift manifested. Pastor Theodore also thought on the theme of partnership in the gospel during this course. The course and the teaching particularly have been a great blessing for many students as they commented.
It has been exceptionally impressive. It has been so much of a blessing with so much that we are learning, especially when it comes to leadership and the lessons from Paul to Timothy. Not to make it long, some of the few things that Brother Theodore has been teaching on is on the critical need for laborers. I was here last year, and he began teaching on this, and for me, it's like a continuation of the course of last year. The fact that we live in a generation where everybody wants to be a big man, everybody wants to have the title of a pastor, everybody likes the title, one title or the other in the church, that there are very few people who really want to do the work. And then we understand why when Jesus spoke in Matthew chapter 9 from verse 35 to 38, he did not say that the harvest is plentiful but the pastors are few. No, he said the laborers. The laborer could be a pastor, but it's a pastor who is laboring. I am going back to the United States with a word from the Lord to mobilize all those I can mobilize for us to be laborers. Whether you are in Kume, whether you are in Cameroon, whether you are in Africa, whether you are in Europe or in the United States, there is work to be done for God where you are.